There's a quiet kind of pain that INFJs know all too well, the ache of feeling unseen in a world that rarely understands your depth. You've likely learned to hide pieces of yourself, not because you want to be someone else, but because safety once depended on silence. You adapted to environments that felt too loud, too fast, or too harsh for your sensitive nature. But in doing so, you built an invisible wall between your true self and the world around you. Today I want to share 8 signs that you might be an INFJ who hides parts of yourself to feel safe, and how reclaiming those hidden pieces can help you feel free, whole, and deeply at peace within your own energy. You've always had a gift for sensing what others need. You can walk into a space and instantly pick up on tension, sadness, or unspoken conflict. It's almost like your nervous system is constantly scanning for emotional safety. Because of this, you often adjust your tone, your body language, even your energy to make sure others feel comfortable. It's an instinct, one that helped you avoid judgment or rejection in the past. But when you do this too often, you lose touch with your own authenticity. You find yourself holding back your true thoughts, muting your voice, or pretending to be fine when you're not. The truth is, not everyone deserves access to your energy, but you deserve spaces where you no longer have to hide who you are. Your mind is always running, replaying conversations and preparing for every possible outcome. You think deeply before you share, sometimes to the point that your voice goes unheard. You want your words to be received gently, so you soften them, filter them, and you choose them carefully. But this constant editing comes from a place of protection, a memory of what it felt like to be misunderstood or dismissed. The INFJ part of you wants to connect, but the empath in you wants to avoid pain. You might tell yourself that staying quiet keeps the peace, yet inside it creates distance between you and your truth. Real connection doesn't come from perfection. It comes from honesty, from allowing yourself to be seen, even if your words tremble when you speak. INFJs have a way of carrying emotional weight that isn't theirs. You are the person people turn to when they need comfort, advice, or understanding. You are intuitive, steady, and nurturing, and because of that, few ever realize how deeply you feel everything. You've learned to keep your own struggles hidden, afraid that showing them would make you seem as weak or burdensome. But silence doesn't equal strength. True strength comes from letting others see you as human, from allowing yourself to receive the same compassion you freely give others. It's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to need support. The walls you've built to protect yourself have also kept love at a distance. Letting them soften doesn't make you vulnerable. It makes you real. INFJs naturally adapt to the energy of whoever they're around. It's part of your empathetic design. You reflect emotions like a mirror, trying to make others feel safe and understood. But when that becomes a habit, you slowly disappear into other people's stories. You might find yourself agreeing with things that you don't believe in, or laughing at things that don't feel funny. You adjust because belonging feels safer than rejection. Yet every time you shrink yourself to fit in, you disconnect a little more from your own essence. Authenticity can feel risky, but it's the only way to form the kind of soul connections you crave. The ones built on truth, not performance. You don't need to mirror anyone to belong. You belong when you show up as you are. You've likely told yourself that your needs don't matter as much as everyone else's. You give without limits, support without being asked, and show up even when you're exhausted. Somewhere along the way, you learn that love meant self-sacrifice, that being low maintenance made you easier to love. But suppressing your needs doesn't create harmony, it creates quiet resentment. The more you ignore your own feelings, the more disconnected you become from your sense of self. INFJs often equate peace with people-pleasing, but real peace comes from honoring your boundaries. Your needs are not demands. They are sacred whispers from your soul, asking to be seen, heard, and cared for. You may have been told your whole life that you're too much, too emotional, too intense, too quiet, too deep. And so you started to wear a mask of strength, pretending that things don't affect you when they do. But your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's your greatest strength. It's what allows you to sense energy, to feel compassion, and to connect with others in ways most people can't. When you hide your sensitivity, you dim your own magic. You don't need to toughen up to survive. You need to allow your softness to lead you. There is incredible power in feeling deeply and loving fully. Your sensitivity isn't weakness, it's wisdom in motion. You long for relationships that feel safe, grounded, and emotionally deep. But when people get too close, you feel exposed, as if they might see something inside you that you're not ready to share. So you hold back, staying half present, half guarded. You want to be known, but not too known. Love, but not too dependent. Seen, but not scrutinized. This tension is common for INFJs because vulnerability has never felt entirely safe. But as you heal, you'll find that the right people won't make you hide. They'll invite your truth to unfold naturally. They'll meet your depth with understanding instead of fear. And that's when you'll realize that love doesn't require losing yourself. It simply asks you to show up as you are. You often avoid conflict because chaos overwhelms your nervous system. You'd rather retreat into quiet than face confrontation. But over time, silence becomes a shield, one that keeps you safe from noise, but also distant from growth. True peace isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's standing rooted in your truth, even when it shakes the air around you. For INFJs, speaking up can feel terrifying, but it's also liberating. Every time you voice your truth, you teach your body that safety isn't found in silence. It's found in authenticity. You can be calm and expressive, gentle and honest, peaceful and powerful, all at once. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Quiet Minds, and also a quick little announcement letting you know that my new book, Living a Quiet Life, Reflections for Peace, Purpose, and Personal Growth, is now available, and I shared the link in the description and comment section below. If you recognize yourself in these signs, please remember this. Hiding was never your flaw. It was your way of staying safe in a world that felt too harsh for your sensitivity. But you are safe now. You can let go of the mask and allow your soul to breathe again. You don't need to hide your emotions, your voice, or your truth to be loved. The more you embrace who you really are, the more peace you'll find within yourself.